Do you struggle with feeling good about yourself? Do you put on a good face but find that deep down inside you struggle with feelings of unworthiness or feelings of hopelessness? Do you often find that you're giving love and care to others, but you don't feel like you're really getting the same in return? Well, if so, stay tuned because I'd like to share with you a valuable resource that you can use to help battle those painful feelings and turn them into a life of joy. I'm Dr. Keisha Moore of Life and Focus Coaching. And today, I'd like to talk with you about the feeling of shame and how destructive shame can be in our lives, in our relationships, in our physical bodies. And I want to share with you how you can actually transform that feeling of shame into a feeling of joy. So, shame is something that lots of people struggle with. And shame is about feeling like somehow there's something fundamentally wrong with you. Like you're flawed at your core. And so shame is something that's different from guilt. Shame is feeling that you yourself are a problem, whereas guilt is feeling that you've done something that's a problem. So guilt focuses on a behavior while shame focuses on who you are. And we know from our medical research and our psychological research that shame is one of the most dangerous and destructive feelings and emotions that we can generate. So shame actually destroys your physical health, your emotional well-being, and your relationships. We find in the medical literature that when people are feeling shame, the emotion of shame, their body has an inflammatory response and their immune system is actually getting destroyed. It's getting attacked. It's getting undermined. And so feelings of shame make it more difficult for you to stay healthy. We also realize, based on this research, that feeling of shame, is likely to lead to feelings of anger and aggression. Now, sometimes that anger and aggression gets directed towards yourself, the person who's feeling the shame, and sometimes it gets directed towards others. But either way, shame is destructive because it leads to aggression in trying to destroy people. Shame also leads to a host of maladaptive behaviors. Shame leads to activities associated with escapism. So that might be trying to escape the shameful feelings by participating in the abuse of drugs or alcohol. Shame also leads to feelings of denial, right? A refusal to actually deal with the problems that you are facing you right now. And shame also leads to a kind of victim thinking. So when you're feeling shame, you find that you're likely to blame other people or blame circumstances for where you are right now. So whatever is causing you trouble or problems, it's not about you. It's not about your behavior. It's not about the choices you've been making. It's about them, those people, and they're the reason why you are feeling as bad as you are. So you can see why shame leads to hopelessness, because the one thing you can't control is other people. You can only control yourself. And so when you have this shame feeling and the thinking that goes along with it, you think, my life is so bad and there's nothing that I can do about it because those people won't stop making these bad choices that are hurting me. So I said before, shame is not the same as guilt. We all make mistakes. We all make bad choices. And guilt is an appropriate response to making a bad choice. Guilt is adaptive. It actually helps us in our lives in ways that shame is not. So when we're feeling guilty, it means we're feeling bad about something that we have done. We recognize that our behavior is a violation of our core value system. And we feel guilty about violating that value system. And we also feel motivated to do something to repair the damage that's been done from our behavior. So we're motivated to make amends. So guilt is adaptive because it affirms our value system and it leads us to behavior that actually repairs our relationships and gets our behavior more in line with our core values. So guilt is a very useful and helpful emotion. Whereas shame, as I said before, is when we're feeling bad about who we are as a person, not about something that we've done. And when we're feeling bad about who we are, we want to lash out and hurt ourselves or hurt others. So guilt is adaptive, shame maladaptive. So I'd like to share with you an antidote for feelings of shame. You ready? Honor is an antidote to feelings of shame. Honor is what's known as a healing field. A healing field is a bio-emotional state that when you're in that state, it actually produces visible healing and repair on your cellular level. So it strengthens your immune system, it strengthens the way that your body functions, and it also produces healing in your psychological or mental orientation to the world. So honor is a way of mindfully loving yourself. Honor is when you commit to fully meeting your own needs. You practice self-love, self-respect, and self-compassion by honoring yourself. You decide, I'm no longer going to wait on someone else to meet my needs. I'm no longer going to wait for the circumstances to change to meet my needs. I take responsibility for meeting my own needs. I recognize that I deserve to have these things. I deserve to have these needs met. And I'm committing myself to mindfully loving myself by giving myself the gifts of meeting my own needs. Now, when you give yourself the love and the care that you want from others, you are honoring yourself. And I know you can do it because it's the same kind of love and care and attention that you give to others, hoping that they will give it back to you. So there's no need to do that anymore. You can still give to others, but you're not giving with the expectation that I need them to return this to me because if they don't, I won't have. No, you're going to give to them and give to yourself. And so honoring yourself is committing to giving to yourself what it is that you need emotionally. So what I'd like for you to do now is to think about where you're feeling emotionally dissatisfied. Okay? Think about 3 emotional needs that currently are unmet. And what do you need to feel satisfied in those areas of your life? For each need that you've identified, I want you to think about one way that you can give to yourself the gift of meeting that need. Okay? So one way that you can meet the 3 needs that you have identified, and that will be honoring yourself. That will be mindfully loving yourself. And you will find that as you commit to meeting your own needs, you will experience less that powerful feeling of shame and hopelessness, and your health will improve, your feelings about yourself and life will improve, and your relationships will improve. So, for additional resources about how you can give yourself the gift of supporting yourself, I'd love for you to check out my website and my blog at www.yourlifeinfocuscoach.com. Also, connect with me on social media. I'd love to hear from you. You can connect with me on Facebook at Life in Focus Coaching. You can also connect with me on Twitter at Coach Keisha. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel. You don't want to miss any of the weekly updates that I'll be sharing with you in the future. Again, I am Dr. Keisha Moore of Life and Focus Coaching, and I am wishing you a life full of meaning, purpose, and joy. Have a great day.